It's Friday morning, September the 9th, 2022. What a joy it is to be able to come to you today and share a few thoughts with you from the Scriptures. I'm Pastor Mike Custer, the pastor at Bible Baptist Church in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and this morning we're going to read Proverbs chapter 28, verse 6. Proverbs chapter 28, verse 6 says this: "Better is the poor that walketh in his uprightness, than he that is perverse in his ways, though he be rich." And there's quite a distinction that's made here in the Scriptures about how God values different types of life situations. The Bible says that it's better to be poor and walk in one's uprightness than for a person to have riches and yet be perverse. And so God's value system is quite different than ours. I know James chapter 2 talks about being a respecter of persons, and how many times people, if they have expensive clothing, they come into our church, for example, they'll be given preferential treatment. Maybe they're driving a really nice car, and that's noticed, and people will be given treatment maybe that's higher than others, just because they seem to be people of means and people of wealth. And the Bible goes on to say in James chapter 2, don't you realize that those are the very people who will persecute you and try to get you in court and try to do you harm? And so why would you give them preferential treatment? Why would you be a respecter of persons in that way? The Bible says, contrary to this, in our text this morning, Proverbs chapter 28, verse 6, that it's better to be poor and to be righteous than to be perverse and have a lot of money. These things don't seem to give value to an individual's life at all. Although God values each of us the same as individuals, He says it's a better thing to be poor and walk in one's uprightness. And it's better not to have means, not to have money that way, but to be genuine and to be principled and have good godly character, to walk in one's uprightness, to be determined about being clean, living a clean life, versus the one who may have a lot of money, who may be rich, but he's perverse in his ways. And God says that the first is better than the second, because perverseness is an insult to the holy God, and He is deeply offended by wickedness, by rebellion, by pride, by haughtiness, by malice, by hatred. All these things are an offense to God. And so He said it's far better to have less and be right in your thinking than to have more and be perverse in your thinking. And so, we should strive to have the right value system in the eyes of God rather than man, even if you don't have much. Be a person of character. It doesn't cost anything to have true godly character. And if you are inclined, as we all are, to give in to the lusts of the flesh and to the directions, to the inclinations, I should say, of the fleshly nature, just remember that God is displeased with that, and we should instead yield and surrender ourselves to Him and desire to do things the way He would have them done. Live the right kind of a life. Don't be perverse in your actions, in your attitudes. Instead, put the Lord first and be one who keeps the law. Be one who walks in His uprightness, as the Bible states it. God bless you today.